folks. Would you Wells from BigCoffee.com here, turning on the air very quickly. For it is warm. For we're in Atlanta. You know this if you've been watching these things. It's better. So, we're here for another Wayhomer review. I've just left the cinema, and how this works is I'm going to tell you about the film that we just watched on my way home. And we're here today to talk about Piranha. So, Piranha 3D. What can we say? Well, first of all, the synopsis. There is an earthquake, Lake Victoria, which is in Arizona, which, as we all know, and David Icke would agree, is populated by reptile people since it's so warm. Anyway, there is an earthquake which basically opens up a passageway from the regular lake to a underground lake that has not been touched since the Mesolithic era. Mesolithic? Did I say that right? See? I haven't been drinking. I really haven't. I just can't talk. And we know it hasn't been touched since the Mesolithic era, since there's a sign at the very beginning of the movie that says Mesolithic era site on it, and which is awesome because it tells you what kind of movie you're in. Now, this passageway becomes the way for a bunch of Mesolithic era piranha to come to the surface and want to join the spring break party. And as you can probably anticipate, hijinks ensue. That's really all you need to know. Now, here's the thing. Talking about a film like this. The when animals attack genre of films. Despite the fact, or besides the fact that it makes Lee and Dindrain squee with delight, it is a genre with a long tradition. And I was actually trying to look up on my phone as I was working my way to the car when the last theatrically released one was, because let's face it, they're coming out on video all the time, SFOP movies all the time, Sharktopus, Mega Shark, whatever, but there's a fine video tradition of these things, and even, what was it, I think Skeeter was the mosquitoes attack movie. Slugs was one of my favorites, man-eating slugs, that was a good one. The Nest, cockroaches, pretty much I think every type of animal that could possibly attack humans, and some that can't, have been turned into when animals attack movies. So it is a genre that I kind of grew up with, that is near and dear to my heart, because it's just so stupid. Now, here's the thing. We talk about trailers a lot. We talk about expectations on these things. Now, when you see a star-studded cast in a movie called Piranha 3D that is going to be set spring break at a lake where you've got people wearing very little falling into the water, there's pretty much no confusion as to what kind of film you're going in for, okay? The amount that your brain wants to turn off while watching this film makes watching a Michael Bay film look like nothing. So, and as a result, it's kind of hard to get upset at this film. If you go in and go, I'm kind of confused as where the plot development and the characters are. I could have sworn there was going to be some of that. No. Chances are you're not. Even watching that, no one would go into this film not knowing what they were getting. I mean, you're looking at these celebrities who have probably signed on. There's probably a thing in their contract saying, give me an awesome death. That's all I care about. I want a really cool death, because that's what you get when animals attack films. So, that being said, really the rest of the review is almost pointless, because this is more bulletproof than The Expendables. It's better film than The Expendables, because it understands what you showed up for. You showed up to see piranha eating people, and doing it in 3D. Now 3D, it's alright, it's an afterthought. It's kind of cool in places, especially one having to do with a cable, which filled me with glee. But I mean, yeah, I mean, you know what you're going in for. You've got pretty much everything that you would expect. You've got the young hero. You've got the authority figure, parental figure type person. You've got they even bring in the person of science who knows what they're talking about when it comes to this stuff. Actually, there are a couple people of science, and then Dina Meyer is one of them, and feeding happens. Anyway, so the characters are all good for what the film is supposed to be. The action is all good for what the film is supposed to be. It's not anything that's going to be probably available in the Criterion Collection, but that's not what you showed up for. You showed up to watch fish-eating people. Lots of them. Young, and you know what? I think somebody should do a study of this, because it's not just people. It's a lot of young, attractive people. So I'm wondering if that's part of the appeal of the film is, oh, you young, healthy-looking people with boobs, you're going to fall in the water and be eaten, and I will laugh at you while eat the popcorn. Maybe that's part of it. I don't know. But I think there's probably a paper in there somewhere, a thesis of some kind. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, is it an enjoyable film for that? Sure. Should you see it on the big screen? If this is your bag, then think about it. Probably we're not going to see another one of these things. If you have watched a lot of SFOP films and you've just gone, what's missing on this, the big screen, then yeah, you should go check out a matinee, because otherwise you're doing yourself a disservice. Because it is exactly what you think it is, and it's exactly what you want if this is your kind of film. It's just ludicrous. It is laugh out loud ludicrous. So if that's what you want from one of those films, then yeah, you should go see it. Now, as far as cups go, there's a cameo at the beginning. They all but give away in the trailer. They give a lot away in the trailer if you go back and watch the trailer. But just for that alone, and the fact that they didn't flinch, the fact that, let me put you this way, they not only embraced the when animals attack genre, they dry humped it, okay? So, for that alone, that and the cameo at the beginning, I gotta give it's a solid 3 out of 5. It didn't exceed expectations at all. It sort of met them, and then gave it a few good jabs in the face. So, I have to recommend it for that. So, matinee, if you need to see it, don't spend full price, if at all possible. I mean, it's going to be pricey anyway because it's a 3D film. Hi, I haven't looked at you this whole time. So yeah, if you need to see it, do go see it. Otherwise, you'll be able to watch it at home. Will it mean the same without the 3D? You're not going to be missing that much. There's some things in there that are the obvious 3D things, including one that's really rather rude. But you'll be fine. They'll have some kind of 3D version of it. And I'll tell you this much. The unrated edition of this is, if they play their cards right, normally, the unrated version is like 5 minutes of footage. They didn't bother to show the MPAA. I'm getting the impression they shot this for unrated, i.e. we're going to have... The unrated version is probably 2.5 hours long, I'm thinking. If they're smart, it is, because then they'll sell more DVDs. Anyway, so that's it. I'm just about home, so we'll leave it there. Piranha 3D, yeah, check it out if it's your bag. 3 out of 5 cups. So, that's it. I'll just continue to say thanks for all of you who Facebook this thing, who stumble it, who share it with people, who retweet it. The buttons are all right there. If you're looking at me on the site right now, they're up there somewhere. You can find them. They're colorful. Do that thing because it helps us out immensely. And yeah, tell your friends, because hopefully these are at least mildly amusing and informative. So anyway, I hope this finds you well, and we will see you next time on the Wayhomer Review. Bye.